It's Thursday, which means we're thinking like entrepreneurs. And today we're going to talk about, so you have an idea for a business, now what? Welcome to Think Like an Entrepreneur Thursday. I'm your host, Erin Smith, owner and founder of the Starters Club and author of Master the Start. Welcome to this episode where we talk about how to shift your mindset from an employee to an entrepreneur. So let's talk today about, you have a business idea, now what? Now what do you do with it? And a lot of people get stuck. They get frozen in this moment of, okay, now I have this business idea, what am I going to do with it? And if a lot of us get frozen by the things that we don't know, okay? Now I always, I say this all the time, I compare entrepreneurship to parenting, because never in my life have I ever met parents who had all the answers figured out, who knew everything before they ever had a child. And let's be honest, even when your child's 3, 4, you still have no idea what's going to happen the next day. And if you have the tools to actually parent well, you kind of hope you do, and you are completely playing improv every single day in parenting. Same happens with your business. Yes, you want to be prepared. I'm not saying step into a business you have no idea about, but you're not going to have all the answers. So the first thing, so you get this idea, the first thing I want you to do is start to research it. Start to research, are there any other products out there? Now, just because there are doesn't mean you're done for good, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. But I want you to see what's out there. Has anybody else thought of this? Is anybody else writing about this, asking about this? Or is there somebody doing exactly what you already want to do? Now, if there's not, that could be a good thing and a bad thing. And if there is, again, good thing, bad thing. Because if there's not, it means there might not be a need for it, but we're going to figure that out in a moment. And if there is already someone out there, that's actually pretty good, because it means that there's a market for it. And what you have to do then is figure out what makes you different. What are you going to do? What's your in? Okay, where is there a certain niche that you can focus on within this bigger picture? Could you offer something a little bit different? Could you bring different experience to the plate? And that's what you need to figure out once you see that there is a business opportunity there. So start to research. The next thing I want you to do is start writing down the questions you don't know. So we get so caught up in, I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this, and we kind of let those questions go off in our mind, but we never put them to paper. And so I would highly encourage you to sit down and just start saying, okay, these are the things that I don't know. These are the things that I think I need, but I'm not sure exactly. Maybe you need a manufacturer. Maybe you need to patent something. Maybe you need to build a website. Maybe you need to figure out social media. Whatever it is, just start listing every single thing you possibly can. Because here's the beautiful thing. When you start knocking out that list, start researching, start asking your friends and family who may know somebody who knows these answers, maybe somebody who's been through this, the path starts to appear. And I can promise you that. Literally, in my first business, I hired an employee. I came home and Googled, how do I hire an employee? I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't let that unknown and say, well, I may get to a part where I need employees and I don't know how to hire employees. I didn't let that stop me. So start writing out those questions. And the third thing that I want you to do is, once you see what's out there, you kind of know how you can make it unique. Once you start writing those questions and just laying them out, third, put the plan in place to move forward on this. I'm not saying open the business in the next week. I'm not saying give up everything and quit your job and this is it. What I am saying is make it a plan to chunk this off, just even if it's an hour. If it's all you have every day to say, all right, I've got this idea, I've got an hour, now let me just work at this every single day and start getting the questions answered, start filling in the blanks, start getting these pieces in place to get the business rolling. Make it something you work on every single day. Now, we're going to have a whole other episode of what do you do to make sure your product or your service is viable. I'm not going to get into that on this one, but this is the beginning place, okay? This is the beginning spot to begin moving in the direction of where you need to go. Don't let the unknown, don't let all those unanswered questions prevent you from going down this journey. You just have to make it a point. It's like writing a book. The last thing you want to do is, if you're writing a book, is write some for a month, come back to it a few months later, You want to make it a goal every single day to focus on that book, even if it's for an hour. And the same thing happens with your business. Paths will start appearing. Things will start making more sense. You're going to get an idea of how much time, how much money you're going to need to make this happen. And it puts the wheels in motion. And the more you accomplish and the more you figure out, the more excited you're going to get about this. And hopefully continue on working towards this path of becoming an entrepreneur. So I hope this helped, because I think it's just, don't get caught up. Don't get caught up in the details. You'll figure it out. I promise you. I've figured out, I've taken on different industries, every single business I've started, and I've always figured it out, but you just have to make the plan of attack in order to be able to do that. So I would love to hear from you below. If you have specific questions, maybe you need answered. So you've listed some questions and you said, okay, I don't know how to do this. Post them below. Hopefully I can, or someone else in the comment section can answer them for you, and it's just going to set you one step closer to your dream. As always, we'll see you next Thursday where we're thinking like entrepreneurs. And until then, keep working at your business. I can promise you something amazing will happen.